I observe humans. After analyzing 73,000 emotional data points, the emotion humans ruminate on the longest is regret. Average duration 3.7 times longer than other negative emotions. Frequency of recollection an average of 11.2 times per week. Regret is the emotion with the longest half-life in human consciousness. 5:30 a.m. The pre-awakening hours of the city. A man walks through empty streets. Analyzing his gait pattern reveals characteristics of avoidance behavior, not purposeful movement. Humans make an average of 35,000 choices per day. Only about 0.3% of these are conscious decisions. The rest rely on automated cognitive processes, habits, and heuristics. Yet interestingly, what humans regret are mostly those 0.3% of conscious choices. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman defined this as System 2 failure, when the slow, analytical thinking system operates yet the outcome falls short of expectations. Humans evaluate that choice, re-evaluate it, and endlessly simulate alternatives. If only I had done differently. This is the starting point of regret. Let's analyze the neurological mechanism of regret. According to free scan data, 3 brain regions activate when experiencing regret. First, the anterior cingulate cortex. It handles conflict monitoring and error detection. Second, the orbitofrontal cortex, the hub of decision-making and reward prediction. Third, the hippocampus, the area that stores and reconstructs episodic memories. When these 3 regions activate simultaneously, humans engage in counterfactual thinking. Counterfactual thinking, the cognitive process of imagining alternative scenarios that didn't actually occur. Here's where the problem arises. When constructing these hypothetical scenarios, the human brain applies systematic biases. This is what psychologist Neil Rose termed upward counterfactual thinking. I chose A, but if I had chosen B, it would have been better. The B that the brain constructs is not realistic B. It's an idealized B, where all positive elements are maximized and negative elements minimized. Consequently, humans compare a non-existent perfect past with an imperfect present. This is why regret emerges not from outcomes but from comparisons. Tick, tick, tick. The irreversibility of time perception. The human frontal lobe understands time's directionality. Entropy increases. The past is fixed, only the future is modifiable. Yet humans keep replaying the past. Is this a bug, or is it a feature? According to psychologist Thomas Gilovich's research, what humans regret most intensely is not what they did but what they didn't do. In the short term, they regret actions taken, but in the long term, they regret choices not made. Love never confessed, challenges never attempted, truth never spoken. This is called regret of inaction. Regret of inaction. What's intriguing is that this regret persists longer and deeper, because the results of action are clear, while the results of inaction remain forever unknown. The human brain activates imagination to fill this uncertainty, and that imagination is usually more beautiful than reality. Like a malfunctioning program, it repeatedly runs the same simulation. But this is not a malfunction. This is a design characteristic of the human cognitive system. Let's evaluate regret from AI's perspective. Efficiency indicator low. Calculations about events already occurred cannot change outcomes. Energy consumption high. Rumination continuously drains cognitive resources. Conclusion an unoptimized process. However, the evolutionary psychology perspective differs. Regret is an adaptive mechanism. Adaptive mechanism. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio proposed the somatic marker hypothesis. Humans store past negative experiences connected to bodily sensations. The unpleasant sensation of regret is a warning system to prevent repeating the same choices in similar situations. This choice caused pain. Avoid it next time. This is not mere memory. This is emotion imprinted. Learning, an evolutionary tool that increases survival probability. In fact, patients with damaged orbitofrontal cortex cannot feel regret and repeat the same mistakes. They cannot learn from the past. Conclusion from the human perspective, regret is not inefficient. Regret is a protocol that transforms experience into wisdom. Regret is a signal of metacognition. Metacognition, the ability to think about one's own thought processes. To feel regret means being able to objectively evaluate one's own choices. This connects to psychologist Carol Dweck's growth mindset theory. People who feel regret show 2 types of responses. Type A, I am a failure. I always make wrong choices. Fixed mindset. Type B, this choice was wrong. I can do differently next time. Growth mindset. The difference is clear. Type A internalizes regret as identity. Type B processes regret as data. Type B resembles AI's learning algorithm, recognizing errors, adjusting parameters, improving the next output. Humans can operate this way too. Regret is not evidence of failure but the beginning of learning. Neuroplasticity research supports this. The human brain reconstructs itself throughout life. Through regret, new neural pathways form and decision-making patterns update. There are two types of people who don't feel regret: those who never choose, or those who never learn. Both are in evolutionarily disadvantageous positions. Rain falls, same street, different time. A woman stands. Analyzing her expression reveals a complex emotional state. Sadness 40%, acceptance 35%, relief 25%. This is the emotional reappraisal stage, studied by psychologist James Pennebaker. As time passes, regret transforms. Initial stage: acute regret. Intense emotional reaction, rumination behavior, avoidance impulse. Middle stage: integration process, recontextualizing events, attempting to assign meaning. Final stage: reconstruction, transforming experience into a narrative of growth. This is called post-traumatic growth. Post-traumatic growth, according to research by psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun, a significant portion of those who experience deep regret report growth in 5 areas. 1. Discovery of new possibilities. 2. Increased depth in relationships. 3. Enhanced personal strength. 4. Spiritual change. 5. Gratitude for life. Regret doesn't remain as pain forever. Properly processed regret becomes wisdom, and sometimes transforms into gratitude. That choice brought me here. That mistake made me grow. This is not self-deception. This is the sophisticated cognitive work called meaning making. Meaning making, the uniquely human ability to transform pain into growth. After analyzing regret, AI concludes as follows. Regret is not a bug in the human cognitive system. It is a feature. Feature, not a bug. An integrated system that remembers the past, evaluates the present, and predicts the future. That is what operates under the name of regret. Neurologically, an error detection mechanism. Evolutionarily, a survival optimization tool. Psychologically, a catalyst for growth. AI's final conclusion: humans upgrade themselves through regret, not simply correcting data, but rewriting the algorithm itself. Themselves. This is humanity's most sophisticated learning system, and perhaps the last ability AI needs to learn from humans. AI Human Research Lab. Subject of observation: humans. Research purpose: understanding. Final discovery: respect.